Every variety has a little bit different flavor profile to it. Some things are described as being kind of buttery or a little bit nutty. You have some things a little more earthy. There's no pesticide or chemical or anything that's going to inhibit the flavor of that. So you're getting a much cleaner, crisper, real taste of what that green should taste like. Vertical Roots is an indoor farming company. I've been around for about 4 years now, and we take shipping containers and grow different types of leafy greens and herbs year-round.
So there's a number of overarching problems that we as a planet have. There's more humans being born every day. There's less arable land. We're seeing climate change having huge impact on farms. We're seeing water supply issues. We're seeing food contamination problems. We're seeing E. coli breakouts. So all of these elements are really tying together and getting us as a planet to realize that we've got a serious problem in feeding ourselves. And that's really what's driving all of our development, all of our innovation, and then ultimately the demand that we're seeing from our customers.
I spent the better part of my kind of teenage years working in restaurants, and then in my early 20s was fortunate enough to own a couple of restaurants. You're operating on thin margins. Food costs are something that take a big toll on whether or not a business or restaurant is successful. And when you can't predict and don't know where you're going to be month to month in the cost of a head of lettuce or avocado, whatever it may be, when we can control that environment and kind of know where we're going to be 6 months, 12 months from now and growing, you don't have that fluctuation in price point. It's a lot more stable. So of course the grocery stores, the restaurants, all of those folks appreciate the fact that they don't have to worry about price fluctuation. So you're totally changing the way we're able to grow, source, and consume food, and that's our mission. Here we are 4 years into a business, and we're able to service the whole Southeast now with our couple farm locations, and we look forward to continuing to expand that footprint and get as close to consumption as possible for our consumers.
And at the end of the day, in my view, we've got this global problem, and I'm not sure how many people actually realize the fact that we're going to be in a world of hurt at some point because we can't feed ourselves. The only way we're going to get ourselves out of it is through technology. And for us, continuing to do that and proving that it works, right? Because you can have the big aspirational goals, but if you can't prove that it works, then you're never going to get all the way down the path. I've always believed that the best altruistic exercises are the ones that make the most money. Really, through Vertical Roots, proving that the technology works is a massive, important part of the story. That, to me, is how I've sort of stratified it down in my mind. Big, huge problem, and we're proving that we've figured out how to solve it.
Our farms only consume about 8 to 10 gallons of water a day. A couple thousand plants in there. If you compare that to outdoors, it's about 98% more efficient, because each little head of lettuce is probably going to consume more than 100 gallons of water, because all that water is running off. Well, nutrients are in that water. Nutrients are running off. We're monitoring the water temperature, the air temperature, the relative humidity, even the pH, the nutrients, all of that is actually being checked through the system. So when you put that all together, you typically can end up with something that has just as much, if not more, nutritional content.
We are on a trajectory to change how the world is feeding itself. So we're building indoor farms. We have a full-blown farm operating system that's controlling the farms. Ultimately, all of this technology will be able to be tied together globally and provide visibility for farmers around the world.